The signal led me here, what's left of some kind of crash. Big one, so it seems. Hard to tell from a distance if it's been picked clean or if I'm the first to find it, but I'm hoping for the latter. I left the trailer behind to keep a low profile and brought only what I needed. Not exactly ideal for a salvage run, but we'll manage. First priority is to make sure everything is safe. Second, figure out if there's anything left worth dragging home. Whatever happened here, it happened some time ago. Maybe I'll find some answers, or maybe just more scrap. Either way, I'm going in. Did I make my binoculars? I didn't, no. Damn it. Alright, guys, we need to make our binoculars. I need to make a list of things to do. My god, you're massive. 300 meters. Nothing is shooting me yet. So, either that's a good sign or they're just waiting for me to come nice and close. Okay, so nothing shot me. The only thing that might be still here is interior turrets. So if I could find a panel to check the like the content of the ship, if I can find guns or whatever, that would be nice. There's a door here. Access denied. I don't think I can... Can I? No, I cannot hack you because I left my grinder in the Rover. Alright, so we're gonna have to check if there is either a grinder here or... There's a few containers here. I only have 100 hydrogen, so I cannot really risk it. I cannot get underneath here. Alright. Okay. I don't need all of them, we just need one. So one grinder, one welder, and one drill. Claim NPC grid, yes. Control panel. There are no turrets on here. There's no cannons. Wait. Interior turrets. No. We're good. We're safe. I hear some... Oh. Who's that? You don't look very friendly.
Stay back! This one's mine!
You don't sound very friendly.
One step closer and I cut you
I don't
down!
think you are friendly.
No one walks away from my wreck!
You are not. Guess we should keep an eye out for any more. Don't know if there's anybody else here, but we should be aware of that now. Because I don't want them to shoot me in the back or grind me. But keep an eye out. So we could drive... Oh, hello.
He's not coming back, is he? He said he'd come back for us.
I wonder if that's the guy that we just came across. Seems to be wearing the same suit. Alright, buddy. Well, guess I'm gonna have to bury you too. I'll find you some nice tree to put you under. Alright, let's start with finding a good tree to bury our friend at. There's not much I can give you, But at least I can give you this. Another one buried. Another reason to keep going. Let's have a look around, see if I have anything or anyone else popping up. Access denied. Let me just hack these. And let's see what we got inside. I'm just gonna hack both of them and then just weld them up both. That's a nice find. Holy superconductors platinum. What else am I missing? Action relays, some time blocks, some bathrooms, a beacon, broadcast, console block, control seat, 2 cryo chambers incomplete, decoys, a whole bunch of ion thrusters, antenna, there's a refinery on here, a few small cargo containers, 2 small ones. Need to check that. Oh, there's a container here. My god, this is a good find. Yeah, alright, we're good. So let me get my Rover first, so I can get my good tools, and then we can decide what we're gonna do here. I have a feeling this is gonna take a lot of work to grind down, and this is not gonna fit in my Bumblebug, and I left my trailer at home. Secondly, the trailer is gonna be too small for that. So what we could do is use the battery we have there and build a container on that, and then make a temporary Rover with that, where we can like drive our Bumblebug on top and just drive with the whole thing home. I think that might be the best solution. Alright, so this means we will need to grind this down again. So this is a second crashed ship. Not entirely sure how much more of these we want to find or work with or need to scrap. I think there's going to be a point where we just need to collect what we have from it. So what I'm thinking of doing is to grind away everything around here so we can free up this battery. We're going to put the drill on top to clear the terrain around it, so we can use the battery as our foundation for our Rover / container. So what we're gonna do, let's see if I've got some half blocks. 1, 2, 3, and then we put a drill on that. Then we're going to put this drill on clearing terrain, and it's going to clear the terrain around this battery. Now we just need to find those resources for building that drill. I think we have thrusters that should be able to do that for us. So let me see if I can find anything. Oh, that's a large thruster there. That one should have it. There we go.
Inventory
full. That should be enough to get this drill going. Need 5 motors now. Alright, let's find some motors and doors. There we go. So what we want to do is info, production, we want to put you on clearing mode, and we're going to turn you on. There we go. That should clear this whole region away, and that battery should now be free and available. The next we want to do is we want to lift this battery up So I'm gonna put a piston on that, then a few blocks. Oh, you know what? We should put a hinge on that as well. Because if I put a hinge on that, I can then allow this to just level out, and we don't need to worry about how it is tilted. And then we put some blocks on it. Now I'm gonna have to weld you up, otherwise you're gonna cause problems. Are there any motors in this? There are. What? 21 motors? Okay. That should be enough. So. And then we're gonna put some blocks like that. And put another piston on the top bottom. And a landing gear or a mag plate, depending on how much space I have. Mag plate it is. There we go. So now we should be able to extend this. Till it hits the ground. There we go. Now we should be able to grind this away. That should free up this battery from the grid. I might still have to make it a ship grid, or loose grid, or a... Is this a access denied? We did have power cells in my container, did we not? So I'm not going to bother about hacking this. Info. So this should already be a ship now. That means if I say turn you off, you should swing and be level with the planet's gravity. Alright, did you manage to stabilize? Are you still stabilizing? Alright, let me extend you even more now. But we will be using this as the foundation of our rover. We'll need power, and I don't want to make power or a battery cell. We have fully uploaded, a fully loaded version, so that should be enough. Let's turn that block on. There we go. Let's put some blocks left and right. And some blocks in the back. There we go. And if I now would like to put some wheels on that. 8. These are the 5x5 wheels. I don't think... these are gonna work. I think we could do the 3x3s. We might have to work with 5x5. The problem is that the 5x5 wheels don't grab here. Honestly, let's go for 3x3. That means this container, we can't put the container on. It's gonna have to be like that height. I cannot build it because I don't have any interior plates. Great. Not seeing a lot of motors anymore. I might have to work with a an assembler and take some things apart. I might have motors in here, no? No? We do have the motors in the hinge. 4. And 4. Did we not have like a whole bunch of motors somewhere? I need 16 motors. Seriously, no motors in here? No motors here, no motors here, no motors here. Oh, there's a complete conveyor there. And that's the car container with all the stuff in here. We could probably move that from that container to the other one and then grind this one down. Wow. I got 10, so I'm gonna miss probably another 4 or something. I feel the night is falling, so I might have to do a quick nap inside one of the beds. I might have to repair it first. 6 more. Let me just check. Did we have any motors in here? Not a single one. And we will need more motors, so I will have to build an assembler or something on this. Alright. Let's have a nap. Block is not powered. Okay, let's take the bed and build it against my Mac plate. This is not going to be a 5-star rating, but as long as we can go through the night. Okay, so once it's daytime or nighttime, we can then sleep. We need a few motors. I just don't know where to find them. So let me just clean this up. So we have the space for wheels later on. Alright, now this container has been done. We should now be able to move everything from here to that container. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit so I have a direct access between the container and the large one. I don't really want to grind this whole thing down manually, so I think I'm going to be building a grinder wall on the Rover once it's finished. And then just drive over the base, over the ship. I mean, that's the plan. We'll see how this works. Right, so let's focus on the Rover a little bit. So could we put the wheels lower just to check? So we got right wheels. It's up, that's down. So we could do right on the bottom here, so that goes a little bit higher. Alright, so let me just remove this again. And what we're going to do, we're going to put these sloped, half-sloped blocks. East. I'm going to put them like that so they look a little bit like the chassis. Alright, let me do this here, and on the other side, I'll be back. Now, the problem is with lowering this, then the container is going to be too high in the center mass. So I need to stay, the container needs to stay lower than that. I need to put the wheels on the same level. So I'm going to remove all that again. And we're going to just put the wheels where they were originally. And that can stay, no? Yeah, we just remove this so that we have a bit more space so we can put our wheels on. Something like that. We need to put some, I will put my assembler in there so I can make whatever I need for this. So 9, we need some wheels that are placed here. And 1 here. There we go. Now we could go for 5x5. The problem is that the 5x5 wheels don't have that much, I would say, friction. They do struggle uphill. So we're going to stay with 3x3. We only have to go home with this. This is not a final trailer or a final Rover. We just need to be able to go home so it doesn't have to look great. What I would like to do is drop all of these suspensions now. And make sure they are all the way down. Alright, then we need to put a cockpit on this so I can put a handbrake on it. Let's hope I have all the materials. I think this assembler might be in handy sooner than I think or thought. Let's see, assembler. Come on, guys. Because what I can do then is then disassemble parts to get the resources and then use those resources to build something I need on the rover. If I need motors, computers, things like that. Alright. What we're going to do first, we're going to sleep and get some daylight on us so we can see better what we're doing. Trying to find anything with motors, so maybe there's a door or something, but it doesn't look like it. So I might be forced to take down the motors from here to make my motors and displays. The problem is I don't have enough of this to build. I need so many computers, it's insane. Even if I grind this down, I won't get it. So I feel like I might have to build a basic assembler first. Alright, let's build a basic assembler. If you think you're dumb, there's always something that... Right, we need 41 computers. None in here, none in here. You have 8. Well, you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to grind down my cockpit of my rover. Get it this way so I can get out of here. We just do this temporary. We can then weld it up again. Honestly, it doesn't even have enough. 20 of them. I might have to grind something else down. We need some computers. So, some computers of you. And then some computers of you. 3 computers missing. And grind this one down. Which means, of course, that my assembler is in the wrong spot. Because the container, broken now, cannot draw from my assembler. So I'm gonna have to just place it somewhere else. Alright. Let's bring my assembler back with my conveyor to me. Just weld this up. And then we can use this assembler to start disassembling blocks we find. So, for example, these girders here. Production, disassemble all. Alright, in the meantime, let's see what we can get some sources from. So, because we will, if I'm correct, need nickel. You just need to find some blocks that have components that can be refined into nickel. I think like antenna components maybe.
Fuel low.
This is not good, by the way.
Fuel critical.
No more hydrogen. And I didn't have any ice nowhere, no. And no oxygen as well. No cockpit. Mother effing hell. Alright. So yeah, we cannot get onto our rover anymore, so we might have to build a little bit of a scaffolding to get up there. A lot of things happened that we didn't consider. Anyway, let's clear up a little bit. I'm gonna build a ramp so I can get up to my rover. And we need to focus on getting oxygen, because that's the major loss right now. We're gonna have to do this quickly. And just a ramp that should allow us to just jump on and get up there. I'm gonna open my helmet, which doesn't make any difference, but okay. And we drop everything in here that we have. Assemble all. This is not giving me any nickel, only silicon and iron. But as far as I know, if I want to assemble a computer, do we need? No, we just need silicon and iron. Alright, so we can craft computers. 100. The problem is, I don't have oxygen. I will die. The only thing I could do is build a air vent that sucks up the air into my container. In my cockpit. It might be smarter. It might be smarter to actually weld up the small container instead down there, because we should have oxygen tanks on my ship. Now we need this place. So you know what? Let's just clear this up. Put this in production. I think I should still have tanks, no? No?
Fuel critical.
Wait, I should have oxygen tanks in there. What? You guys are still full, no? What just happened? Why am I not withdrawing oxygen? I'm confused.
Fuel critical.
Yeah, I guess so. What I want to do is I want to build a air vent somewhere. Depressurize on. You should. I don't get it. Why I'm not filling up? Maybe I need to weld up my connector? It does seem like my oxygen is not dropping with my helmet open, but it's also not filling up. This is not working, but I think we can handle this. My oxygen is not dropping, so let's just focus on doing this all on the rover here. So, first things first. G, this took way too long. Cockpit, handbrake on, off, on. If I now disconnect everything, we should be not rolling away. Now, while we're waiting for the things to be weighed for the assembler, I think we should focus on an air vent that is connected on the cockpit. So what I need to do is put an air vent underneath you and then connect you on the cockpits with like an elbow or something. Okay, I need some materials, so let's go and get materials. And then underneath there an elbow. Means we need a lot of motors, but you know what? Let's do a T. That way I can then connect my grinders on it in front. If I do it like that, then I have a connection port in front. You can now take over that job. That means I can remove everything from the basic assembler. Yeah, everything is clear, so let's just move everything over to cargo. Like that, and I should be able to, well, first of all, weld these up.
Fuel critical.
That's done. Let me put you on the pressurize. And we have oxygen. There we go. We're getting somewhere. This was probably not as efficient as we could have done it, but good. So now we should be able to grind this all away. I don't have any hydrogen, so I need to be aware of that. Let's just clear this area here. And then we just can disconnect the landing pad, and this bed can go as well. That should kind of work. Okay. That sort most of my problems out. I think I'm actually done with the rusted look, so let's just give this all the plastic or the sci-fi look, and then we can weld it up so it looks a little bit clean. This can go. And this can go. And then we just can grind this away as well. Alright. We need a ladder so that we can always get into this rover when necessary. So still don't have enough. Come on. Thank you. This should allow us to always get back up here. And I should also put a connector on the bottom here, so it's easier to just access or drop off whatever we grind down. All right, now in the front, we're gonna put the grinders. 1, 2, 3. We will need a lot of motors for that, but I'm assuming that should be not a problem soon. I don't think we should put welders on the bottom or grinders on the bottom, otherwise I will cause issues. Alright, let's see if I can complete these wheels here, and then we can try to drive forward and grind a bit of the base down. That should allow us to bit by bit build up our rover and move our materials inside the rover as well. So I'll see you when I'm done, once I'm done with that. So these cannot do any steering. You only steer with the front wheels. Alright. We need to weld these things up as well for sure, to make sure that we have a little bit more sturdiness and nothing breaks down. But now we should be able to drive into this base. You might need more grinders. So I did a little bit of adjustments. I'm going to put this higher, because it's clear I need more distance and access to this whole thing. This is not going to be ideal, but at least we will be able to grind a lot of it away without having to worry about doing this all manually. If not, then we just do a time lapse of me grinding this all down. One more. There we go. Let's get grinding. Bit by bit, everything is going in my belly. I feel like I might have to do some more adjustments later, but for the moment, this should do well. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to keep grinding as much as possible until we are at the container. And then I can just transfer things over from that container into the rover, and then I can just keep grinding the whole ship. Yeah.
Fuel critical.
All right. Let's start bringing everything over. This is going to take some time. I think normally if you use your grinder, you should be able to do that. But honestly, I don't want to risk it and have all the things dropping on the ground. We can try it with a little bit and leave something in there. And we know for next time. I'm going to leave this one antenna in there. See how this goes. You might also have seen I put an ore detector, but it's not completely welded up, so we might have to do that as well. Because that will be easy when I'm driving back home, to just be able to, you never know, catch an ice deposit or whatever. Because I have a feeling ice is much deeper than any other resource. Let's see, if I grind away this container, nothing fall in. I cannot compare now, but I think the antenna went into my... Ah, there it is. One grinder. Yeah, so I could have just grinded the container without worrying about the content of it. It would just have gone into it. Well, it's good to know for next time. Yeah, there is still too much of that stuff on the ground that I cannot reach with the grinder, so I think I might have to build a bottom layer of grinders as well, just to clear the ground away. I wonder if I would I can do this, and then I need to change these to the conveyors in the back. Alright, so if I do this, we need to be careful because that's going to be bad. We need to do this differently. So let's all these grinders like that. Alright, so this is the result. My grinder Rover. I need to check something. Build info conveyor network. Everything is linked up, so we're good. Alright, let's go. It's not the most beautiful thing, but again, functionality first. So yeah, this is going to take some work. I'm just going to be grinding this all away. I don't think there's anything special to show you. Nothing that is going to explode for sure. If it does, I will share with you, but I don't think so. I do think that the bottom grinders are doing their job. See, it cleans up the terrain. I think it even cleans up whatever is under the ground a bit at least, so that's good. Anyway, I will see you again when I'm done with grinding this whole thing down.
Num 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 num.
Right, now that this rover is as good as done and everything is gone, night is about to fall as well. So to get that rover on here, I was thinking about just driving on it because I don't want to have like a hinge or whatever. It's just going to cause issues, and it's also all temporary. So if I just can drive on this, and then we mag plate it on there, I think that should be more than enough. Alright, so let's drive this buggy on there now. And then we can be on our way. I'm looking forward to go back home. Let's go back a little bit so I can put the mag plate in between. And that should, secure the rover on this grid. I probably could have used a connector, but I would have to extend it even further, and I don't think that would be good for the rover. Auto lock off. There we go.
Fuel critical.
Switch lock. There we go. So I'm going to grind this away, and I'm going to put a support here in the back that, secures the rover a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to have to put a ladder on the side here. There we go. So now this rover should be pretty much safe. What I will be doing as well, I'm going to put a bed here because we will have to sleep. As we are getting to the night again. There we go. It's daytime, you cannot sleep. Great. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put some lights here. So we actually see where we're driving, especially when it's getting dark. There we go. And we can go. We're going back home. Now, what I want to check is how far are we from the ground? I think we're pretty okay, but we will need to be careful still. And hopefully, we spot some ice. We might want to go to the lake anyway. There's some magnesium and some silver, so we could... Whoa. Slow down, buddy, slow down. Right. I'm gonna break here and let's have a nap. got some more magnesium here. So this lake is one full of magnesium. And iron. Let's go home. Somehow I got a little bit distracted here since my base is there. I didn't realize it was there. Magnesium, ice, silicon. So yeah, if I ever need more magnesium, we know where to come. I'm seeing my windmills, my wind turbines. We're going home. It's been a while.
Fuel critical.
Home sweet home. You know, I just realized. Okay, can I get from here to my tank? And put the bottle in there. Yes. I can fly again. Whee! Because I just realized I didn't have a stair, so we wouldn't have been able to get into our base, well, without some messing around. We're back. Here we are. Back again. Question is now, what is the next plan? I think the next plan is going to be a flyer. We need to be able to travel to further regions much quicker. And I need to find a way to spot some ice. Because it's not the plan to stay on this planet. We just need to find technology to get further. And that will allow us to at least travel maybe to... We've got so much stuff right now, I think we should focus on refining and clearing up. The wreck tested more than my patience. Between the lack of motors, oxygen shortage, and tearing down parts of my own rover to keep things moving, it was a constant juggling act. But it paid off. I managed to throw together a salvage rig, loaded it with everything I could strip from the wreck, and even got the bumblebug mounted for the ride home. It's not elegant, but it rolls. And it got us back. Now comes the less urgent, but still important part: organizing. We got resources, components, and maybe even a few clues, but what we still don't have is a way out. If I want to find a technology that can get me out of this system, or just across the system faster, I'll need to keep pushing. There is something out there, something that can get me home. But for now, we sort, we recover, and we prepare. Thanks again for watching this episode of Proxima Beyond. If you're enjoying this series, feel free to drop a like or leave a comment. It really helps out. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Beeblebum out.